Hello, everyone watching at home. Welcome to Adelaide Eternal. We are doing some Highlander playtesting for our Versus series. I'm Sarven McLinton, and facing off is Beckett Wolfe.
Hey guys, we get confused very often. The Banana King. It's one of the few cards that my partner knows. She doesn't get into Magic, but she goes, "Oh, is that the Banana King?" And I
The
say,
Banana
"No."
King.
I say no. She gets confused between the Banana King and Oko all the time. Like,
Oh,
look,
yes.
they're similar slouches, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah, they're both very, very confident in their position.
Yeah.
So we're playing an interesting matchup. Obviously, as you were saying before off camera, interesting is in the eye of the beholder. This matchup is Rug Control versus Rug Midrange. So what we're really doing is kind of evaluating how they kind of go in a gauntlet where you have the more reactive deck versus the more proactive deck, but otherwise in using very similar tools. So that's going to be interesting to see how this plays out.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I think it's not just about how these two face off against each other because that's not always going to happen. If this video isn't important for someone who's like on rug mid range and goes, I wonder how I go against rug control. I think it's just about interesting about seeing the pacing of the decks.
That's it. Yeah, just seeing how they kind of play out and get an idea of how cards line up in general, not necessarily just this matchup. So we'll see how we go. I can't remember whether we were. Yeah, I'll go odds, please.
And it's a 2.
All right, so that'll be you on the play. I'll be on the draw. I'm going to keep this anyway, so we should be fine. It's mediocre, but
mine's
not mulliganable.
Also keep. I'm going to go Tarn into Tiger into Hexy Boy.
Wow, that's. I thought you said it was a mediocre hand. I like it. It's a good hand. I'm going to start with a far more disappointed Ketria Triome and pass a turn.
Hey now, you're using your mana on turn 1 in a sense.
Yeah, like using your turn 1 in order to have perfect mana is kind of the way.
Okay, let's just go for it. Level swing.
All right, so
it's only 2.
Taking 2 there,
and I'll pass.
Alrighty, let's untap and draw. I'll play this Zagoth Triome and pass it in. Mine definitely not as interesting as your opener, that's for sure.
Well, no, mine's pretty aggro, so I'm going to level.
Yep.
And I'm going
to be 4, is it?
Yep, I'm going to get in for 4.
Alrighty.
And then I'm going to level.
All right.
And it's yours.
So I need to draw Chain Lightning, is what you're saying?
Even then, you'd need to draw Chain Lightning and maybe Fire Ice.
Well, no, because it's protection from instants, right?
Oh, jeez. Chain Lightning, snap Chain Lightning.
Wow. I think that this is going to be bad for me. I mean, I knew it was going to be bad for me earlier, but the fact that I'm not hitting my 3rd land drop and I'm mid-range is probably bad. This doesn't bode well for me. What I will do is I'll simply play a Scavenging Ooze and I will pass the turn.
Scooze is pretty good. Let's untap. So I need 8 levels to be...
Yes, and it's protection from instant, so I have no interaction with it.
All right, I'm going to make him big.
Yep.
And then I'm going to bash him for 6.
Yep, that seems fair. So I'm going to go to 8. And I will probably end up losing. We will see.
I'll play a lane and pass.
All right. Well, I'm going to 8. All right. This is a turn too late, and probably that'll be the game. Because I'm pretty sure that, given that I can't block it, and the old Zagoth Triome on turn 2 and not being able to Brazen Borrower your creature was huge.
Yeah. I mean, my hand was actually... ended up shaping up to be pretty gas. It was very all-in on the Hex Drinker, though. I had force, blue card.
Yeah. Well, you forced my Clothis anyway, so I'm pretty sure I can't get through the Hex Drinker.
Yeah, I mean, force I've been really impressed with, I've got to say.
Yeah, people cut it a lot, and I think it's because, for people who are... control mid-range players, people that play Kess Pile, they often go, well, it's reverse card advantage. It doesn't generate
Oh, it
any
is.
value. But the problem, the main thing is that it A, stops you from just losing the game, and it also B, allows you to sometimes just win the game. If you needed to
It's
hinder
powerful,
Blood Moon or
isn't it?
something.
It's a weird thing to say because it doesn't present a threat, and yet it is very powerful. I can remember Michael Billinghurst a few years back talking about how he didn't like Force. I hope I'm not misquoting him, but he played Caracas in Kespile, even though it was off color, and I was really high on Caracas at the time and pretty low on Force, and I was like, yeah, I agree. And I don't know if my opinion's changed or if the meta's changed, but I am very high on Force right now. It feels really good early because you get a little tempo advantage and kind of can snowball that. And it feels really good when you're tapping out in Control to get card advantage.
Mm-hmm.
And it feels great in the late game, once again, when you can sort of win a counter battle because yours is cheaper once you've already got an established threat, and obviously protecting against combos. So it just seems to do it all in a deck when often you lose because you have too many cards in hand, which my deck does.
Yep, makes sense to me. Well, it's going to be pretty strong in situations where you have Hex Drinker and you just go, yep, protect from that Fire and Ice, untap, and then now it's got protection and just win the game from there.
That's right. It can just win the game. And that's one of the problems with Hex Drinker is it feels a bit committal. It's almost like Pack Rats, Like you commit to it. It's like, do I commit to it? Yeah, well, that's why I'm playing the card,
Exactly right.
I'm not going to play turn 2 Pack Rats and then follow it up with turn 3 Narset. That's just why you're playing Pack Rats then. But but when you got Force, it just feels so good to be able to commit to that line.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, there's a cat on your lap. Speaking of cat, I'm going to go check on my dog. I'm going to pause this and then we'll jump back in a second. All right, and we are back again. Just had to go and check where Leopold was. He's gone and sat on the couch and has made himself very comfortable. He's just recovering from surgery, so every so often you might notice that I'm checking to see where he is, but he's gone to sleep on the couch, so that's a good sign. All right, so I assume I'm on the play this time.
Yes.
And this is a keep. Yeah, definitely better than my my triome hand that could not contend with what was pretty aggressive an opener. I thought to myself, you're on Control. So I went, yeah, this slow but pretty inevitable hand will be fine. And then you just go Hex Drinker.
Yeah,
that's why it's so good.
It lined up real well, didn't it? I'll keep as well. The hand was 4 lands, Force of Will, Force of Negation, Hex.
Nice.
I was like, I'm committing. That's good. No mistake.
I'm going to grab myself an Astrolabe and I'm going to say go.
I will pay 1 mana to have good mana.
Nice. Go. Exactly what we were saying is good.
Man, the triomes have been good. I rarely cycle them, I've found, though, but being able to fetch them is very strong.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
I would have thought the cycling was a bigger part of it when you rip land in the late game. And you go, okay, thank God I'm at least able to do something here. I'll pass.
That's all right. I guess I'll make a triumph of my own at the end of turn.
Oh, I should also note I'm playing Lutri.
Yep.
The spell chaser. That's what he does.
Yeah, Lutri chases all the spells, right? Just when you're casting something, he goes and chases it and makes a copy of it.
He makes you work for it, though.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm putting in the work because I'm the one paying the mana.
and waiting quite late until you can do something with it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to play another Snow-Covered Island, and I will play a Birds of Paradise.
Okay.
All right, pass turn.
Well, it's going to be Montagna.
Nice.
And pass.
Very different game, hey?
Isn't it? Yeah.
Untap. And draw.
I do have to say, though, I don't feel like you necessarily do have to commit to a Hex Drinker just because you get it. I gave that Pack Rats analogy, but I think I was committed because I had a Force and no other gas. But I think one of the beautiful things about Hex Drinker is you can play him and then just leave him as a 2-1 and people freak out and want to bolt him or want to keep up, mana to bolt him or
Exactly.
Don't want to play their DAC fading because then you'll just pressure it. And it gets, it can get in there for like 6 damage before it gets dealt with. So, I think it is just a really strong one to play on turn 1 most of the time, regardless of the hand.
I'm just passing to you.
I will untap and draw.
Yep.
I'm going to shock into breeding pools and pass.
Ooh, interesting.
I know. You got to send
Very
a message.
Draw. I think I do want this. I'm going to play the Zagoth trio. I'm tapped and pass 10.
Okay, it's going to be your friend of mine, Icefang Kotor.
Love it.
Kotor.
Love it. Go for it.
Untap, draw, Verdant Catacombs, and 1.
Get in there. Got to be aggressive.
And pass.
All right, I'll untap and I'll draw. Alrighty. Yep, that's interesting. Okay, so I'm on 7 cards. I'm going to pass 10 to you.
See, some people, would say that this game looks boring because nothing's been happening. But if you're actually playing the game, there's a lot of tension and a lot of posturing and a lot of like, okay, we're playing through these turns pretty quick, getting for 1. And it feels to me that most of it is, I'm going to ponder actually. Most of it is just like us both agreeing we're happy to go to the late game.
Yeah, exactly. And I think like I'm going to do something in response to the ponder. You're on 7 cards in hand, are you?
Well, yep, 7. So 6 and then ponder.
6 and then ponder. That's really interesting. Okay, yeah, it resolves. This is an interesting spot. Yeah, like because I'm mid-range, so I think my late game is really good, and your control, so you think your late game is really good. And
Who is right?
who's correct, right?
These are all good, Sarv.
Oh,
I like all of these.
No shuffling.
Let's go like this and draw, and I'll pass it on to you.
Cool. End of turn. I'm going to crush you, guy.
Crushed. Yeesh.
So this is where everything happens, all right?
Yeah, it's a good one. He's annoying.
Yeah, I know, right? Like usually you just want to let it go, right? Let the Hex Drinker die, but the fact that you got a 4-3 on the end.
Yeah, I mean, if I counter it, then I get rid of the 4-3.
Yeah.
It's pretty awkward. I think I'm just going to have to accept that it is awkward and force of negation it. Hard cast, because unfortunately we're still in my turn.
Very nice. And is that fetch and basics forest?
Yeah, fetch and forest.
All right, I'll respond with mana drain.
Woo. Let's get him with the main board Veil of Summer.
Wow, very nice. Very nice.
So I am going to draw for Veil.
And I love a good main board Veil of Summer. All right, this is exiled because it got... Yep, exiled because it just got exiled off that thing. But now I get to go to my turn.
Yeah. I mean, isn't it funny as well that we're sort of fighting over an Icefang Kotal?
Yeah. Yep. I was mainly fighting over the mana drain mana because I'll just punish you this turn, right? As mid-range, just vomit multiple threats. But we can't do that. We can't do that. So instead, what we will do is, let's see. So play around days, probably not. I think I just play the best possible thing this turn, right? All right, let's go 2, 3. I know that Force of Negation is gone, so I think I can resolve this. Okay.
Yep.
All right. I'll turn this into an elk. Actually, no. So you got Magmatic Sinkhole, right? Yeah, I'm gonna make a food token. I just don't want this to get sinkholed straight away.
Fair
I just
enough.
want to just stick around. All right. So food token made with this fella, and then I will. Actually, I can do it in this order, right? I can. Oh no, because you could sinkhole. Yeah. All right. Food token. Then I will go and I will chain lightning your little snack.
Snack gets changed.
All right, and then I will pass turn.
Okay, I'll draw this.
Oh wait, I got land for turn, so I got land.
Is that Dryad Arbor?
Dryad Arbor.
I like Dryad Arbor. Okay. Let's go Diefleet Daredevil.
Yep.
And
You want to chain lightning?
I do want to chain lightning. I guess your Bop.
Yep. I'll float a mana of some kind.
And I'm gonna pass it to you.
All right. That's interesting.
Is it?
Yeah. So
you've committed to the board, so I thought I should commit something. You know, I've got to at least have a crack at competing on the board.
It's just interesting you don't chain the Oko so you can set yourself up for another one. It just
that
means
is
that
fascinating.
you don't have lightning bolt in hand. So
it's fascinating, isn't it?
I'll go to mine and I'll draw.
It also means I don't have sinkhole.
Yeah, definitely no sinkhole, definitely no lightning bolt. So that does change my plays then, which is nice. Okay, so you're on 3 mana open. Choices. Interesting choices. All right, let's go. I don't want to just exchange and grab myself a Diefleet when I can make some stuff. So I'm going to cast Diefleet Daredevil.
Hey.
Snap.
Let's spell snack that.
Yep, that's reasonable. Okay. And that leaves you with 2 mana open.
It does.
I'm going to cast a Thrashing Brontodon.
Thrashing Brontodon. Brontodon resolves.
All right. I'm going to use Oko. Let's see. What's my mana like? It's quite good. All right. I'm going to turn this into an elk.
Okay.
7. Okay. And your life total is like
18.
Nothing much has changed, right? Okay.
Nothing.
I'd rather just keep my blocks up and set up for a big turn. So yeah, I'll pass turn.
Okay, I'm gonna fetch Trop.
Yep.
And I'm gonna petty theft your Oko.
Oh, that's fun. All right, I'll grab that. So you want to counter it on the way down, right?
Maybe.
Now that I've got my elk, I'm okay with that. I was more worried that you might petty theft this and then
Yeah, but then I don't think I can ever really beat the Oko.
Yeah, that's why going up to 6 is so good, right? Like a lot of the time people kind of go up to 5 and they make an elk, but then it gets sinkholed and then you can control it in some way. But when it goes to 6, it's just, no. Just can't deal with this. It's so good.
I think I can afford to put Lutri in my hand.
Okay.
And pass turn.
That's scary. So you got 4 mana up. So you could do something that costs 1 twice, like a lightning bolt. Draw. Okay. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. All right. So you're basically priced into keeping your mana open. So maybe we, maybe, so you've got 6 cards in hand?
No, only 5. One of which is Lutri.
5, so 4 unknowns with a Lutri, and you're on 18 life?
15, actually, I shocked that turn.
Ooh, very nice. A cheeky little shock, eh? All right, I'm going to go to attacks.
Yep.
I attack for 6.
Ooh, it's a lot. Okay, got a 9.
Nice. I think my plan is just to waste your turn and pass.
That is a bit annoying.
Yeah, I'm just not going to let you just have leverage over me.
Let's flash Brazen Borrower in.
Yep, that's fine. Doesn't block my guys, so that's okay.
Okay. Wooded Foothills, and I'll attack for 3.
Yep.
And I'll pass it to you.
All right, so I'm on 14. You're on 9.
True.
And you've got ample mana available. I'll draw.
8 mana specifically, yeah.
Very nice, very
Quite
nice.
a lot.
I'm going to go to attacks.
Sure. I mean, this is classic mid-range versus control, right? I've got a bit more mana and cards, but you've got the board. But not by heaps, you know?
Not by heaps.
It's not drastic, but you can see the difference.
Absolutely. Do you have a lightning bolt to decimate my board?
I do, sort of.
All right. That'd be pretty painful for me.
Sort of. I have it's not quite as efficient. I have this electrolyze. So I'm going to go...
Pretty darn efficient when you got a first striker out.
Yeah, so I'm going to go 1 on the 3/3 and 1 on the Dried Arbor.
Yep.
I will...
That's very painful for me.
And then I'm going to draw for that one.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll block the 3/3 with Direfleet.
I was expecting a Lutri there.
Yeah, and I'll go to 3. We still got a Oko in hand. Keep that in mind.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so... so you're on 6, right? So you take 3.
6, yep.
Okay. Yeah, killing the Dried Arbor is a problem.
Yeah.
So I was going to try and punish you afterwards.
Well, you can't Oko and keep up like a counterspell.
Exactly.
Or Oko Goif or something like that.
Exactly right. So this leaves you with Lutri and 4 cards.
Yeah, correct.
Okay. So I think that I can do, I think you're more worried about that. So I'm going to play this land.
Oh, okay.
And I will, 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to pass turn.
Oh, I'm just going to play Lutri out.
Yep. Sometimes you just got to do it.
Oh, look, it's it's dealing with what my issue is, which is my life total.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to get in for 3 with Brazen Borrower.
Yep, I got 11.
Oh, Kobe. Then I'm going to play Clothis.
Clothis is good. Yep, resolves.
And pass.
Alrighty, draw.
Oh, Kobe.
Oops. All right, so let's see. First strike's annoying, but not the end of the world. I'll play Noble Hierarch.
No resolves.
I'll go to attacks.
Yep. So it's a 4/5, is it?
Yep.
I'm going to double block.
Alrighty. I'll order them such that I guess they all die, right?
Yeah.
That's fine. All right. Noble Hierarch doing work there. Okay, and then you've got a Clothis. Clothis is good. Does change the tempo a little bit. 1, 2.
We can sort of see me just starting to stabilize around 6, which by no means is like a perfect game or a blistering. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't want to speak for your hand, but it feels like I'm starting to pull away. But I mean, at 6 life, a bolt and a snap, or a questing beast, and suddenly one mistake and I'm down the gurgler. So
yeah, exactly.
It's still very tense.
It is very tense. I assume you got Mana Leak or something in hand because you're on like 4 cards that I don't know.
Yeah, and I only started committing to the board once I had enough mana to keep a fair bit up.
Exactly. So I'm going to start running you out of interaction. Ooh. So how would you like to counter this?
I would. I think the Noble Hierarch has Summoning Sickness, doesn't it? It's going to be a daze.
Yep. All right. I'll pass turn.
And Clothis is going to trigger on, let's say, your Mana Drain.
Mana Drain? Yeah.
So I got an 8, you got a 12?
Sorry. 9.
9 even, yeah. And I'm going to bash in again.
All right. 3, I take 3, I go to 6.
Let's say Arkham's Astrolabe.
Yep, you got it.
And Struth, it's probably going to be Regrowth targeting Force of Negation.
Oof, it's good. Yep.
And I will pass. Yeah, I think I can get there with the Brazen and the Clothis, so I might as well just hold fast.
Yeah, that's true. So you're Force of Negation, you say?
Yes.
All right.
3 unknowns.
I'm going to play Thrun.
Thinking.
Yep.
Sounds good. I think I want to cycle this remand. I still draw, right?
Yeah, you still draw.
Remand. Yeah, I think I want to cycle this remand.
Yeah, it can be targeted.
Yeah, because now counter spells aren't that good now that you've sort of getting the board back a bit. So.
Yes.
Well, they're not as good. Yeah, they're still good. But yes, that resolves obviously.
Nice. So I guess I can get in for 1, right?
Yep. I go down to 7.
All right, go for it.
Okay. Untap, draw, then Clothis triggers. I'll hit your Brontodon.
Yeah, you got it.
So you got a 4.
Go to 4.
I'm going to have a swing.
Yep. I go to 1.
And I have a chain lightning.
Wow. So I was ready for you next turn.
Questing Beast, yep.
Yeah. The Brazen Borrower tempo is real.
Isn't it just? I mean, that it sort of defeats the Oko because the Oko is a real pickle because it's very good versus Rug because it's so cheap, so it gets under counter spells very easily. And B, it's got so much life when it comes in, so it's never efficient to bolt it. So basically, you're locked into Brazen Borrower, and I was fortunate enough to have Brazen Borrower there.
Yes.
And Brazen Borrower is just so good.
It does exactly what that game did, which was like you're playing a tempo game, and I go like, I'm pretty sure I have this, but I have like a 5-turn clock on, and then I have to do things, and that's not ideal. Not the best place to be in.
That's right. You have to commit into the board to win it back, but I've got counter spells up, which is a bit lose-lose. Especially if I'm getting any mana advantage, like if I'm paying 2 mana to counter a Questing Beast, it feels pretty bad for you. Yeah,
exactly. Exactly right. Well, shall we have another game and see how we go before sideboards?
Let's do it.
So, I guess we can flip the coin again. I'll choose odds.
You got it. It is a 6.
All right, you'll be on the play. So yeah, the at the moment, I believe that the best control decks have a tempo game, and in the past,
well, I mean that's how I've won both, right?
Exactly right.
Tempo with both, even though I feel like I'm a hard control deck, and we both pushed it to late game. I mean, it's not that I liked it; it happened naturally, but I started that tempo roll once we both had a decent amount of mana at least.
Yes, yeah, exactly right. Able to kind of turn the corner, which in the past control decks haven't really been focused on. They've been more focused on grinding card advantage and having that mid-range esque game plan. So really interesting to see the evolution, so to speak. This is an interesting hand. Very interesting. On the draw, I can keep this, I reckon.
All right, this could be a bit risky. I'm going to get Basic Mountain Astrolabe.
Ooh, nice. Go for it.
And I'll pass after that.
When you really, really hope that it resolves, right? I'll play Basic Snow-Covered Island and I'll pass turn.
So I'll untap. I'm going to draw for the Astrolabe and then for my turn. And play Delta and pass.
Alrighty, I'll go to mine. Draw. Okay, I'll play this this turn and pass turn. Pass turn.
Forest. I'll get Volk.
Yep.
And I'm just going to go for it here. It's Clothis.
Clothis. Oh, nice. Nice work. I'll fetch and I'll miscalculation it.
Miscalc? I thought you didn't quite like Miscalc very much.
I quite like Miscalc in mid-range.
Okay.
So it's better than Mana Leak in specifically mid-range, because this turn, if you were to do something that I don't want to counter, I just cycle this at the end of the turn.
I will misdirect your miscalc to target your miscalc.
Yeah, you can't target itself, but it can target misdirection. Right?
There we go.
Is
then.
that how it works?
Yeah.
I don't know how it works. Maybe it targets whatever it does. It works. I just don't know how it works. All right. Yep, you got me.
It's only really past 10. It's only really relevant with mana drain, because if you can choose, depending on which one you can choose, it depends on which mana you get.
Yeah, exactly. So this is an interesting spot, I think. I'll just play this land and play Clothis.
Oh, okay. Yep.
And I'll pass turn.
Okay.
You want to exile my miscalc?
So
Or do you want land?
Yeah, I'll hit your miscalc. Yeah.
Yep.
So 20 plays 18.
You got it.
And I'll pass.
Alrighty. So we're just going to keep bouncing these, and we're basically always going to have neutral life. That's how it's going to work. The good old Clothis mirror means as long as there's cards in the graveyard, it's just basically no change. So I will. So you've just got miscalc and what were the other
two
cards?
Lands, yeah.
Two
it's
lands.
A Delta and a Mesa.
Ah, interesting. Well, I get to draw my card, then decide. So let's draw. Interesting. The
mana aspect of Cloak is having that. When you compare it to Sulfuric Vortex, I mean, what a card.
Oh, it's great, isn't it? I'm going to exile one of your lands, and I'm going to get myself green. And then we're going to go... so I've got my green in my pool. I'm going to cast a Brainstorm.
Yep.
All right, we're going to go 1, 2, and 3. All right, we'll put away 1 and put away, let's see, put this away, and then I get 1, 2, 3, 4 mana on my turn. Yep, that's reasonable. Okay, I'll put these away like this, and so 1 away, and then I'll put 1 more on top. Put this on top. All right, 1, 2. Okay, I'll play land. I'm going to use my green mana, and I'm going to play a Tunnelwolf.
Struth. I guess that one will resolve.
Alrighty, then I'll use my land here, and I'll play Deathrat Shaman.
That one I have a bit of a problem with, actually.
Yep.
I'm going to get Tropical and Counterspeller.
Okay, that's fine. Okay. And then I'm going to pass turn to you.
In the end step, it's going to be Codal.
Ooh, very nice, very nice. Astrolabe helps a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I could have thought of Goith, but Codal's so good here.
Yeah, it's really good. You just have to hit another snow covered. Oh no, you've got Astrolabe is a snow, so that makes it 3 permanents. So whilst you're tapped out.
Okay.
So whilst you're tapped out, so we've got 1, 2, 3. I don't want to sequence this. And leaves you with 2 cards in hand, right?
Well, I've got, I guess, a Codal draw on the stack.
Okay. So I'm going to crack and bolt the Coatl.
Oh dear. Yep.
And yeah, then you can go to the draw.
Let's Clothis hit your Bolt, I think.
Yep, you got it. And I lose 2, you gain 2. So I've got 2 fetches. 2 fetches and a 2-point drain. And
I'm
then
gonna
another
just get
2-point drain, right?
Lutri into my hand.
Yep, good call. He's drained me twice, right? Or she's drained me, Clovis.
I've got you on 16 and me on 22.
Okay. I've cracked 2 fetches. So.
Oh, okay. Then you might be 14.
Yeah. All right. Just missed that second to drain. All right, so I'm on 14. All right, so you've got Lutri in hand, but then you've got 2 unknown cards. Is
yes,
that right?
3.
Okay.
3 unknown cards.
3 unknowns. All right, I'll go to mine. Okay, so you're on creature in graveyard, creature instant land in graveyard. Is that right?
Correct, yeah.
All right, so I'm going to be strategic here. So I've shuffled my deck because of the fetch land. So that means I know something's coming. In this case, I think I want mana. As weird as it might be. Yeah, I want mana. I'm gonna exile one of your lands, and I'm gonna grab myself a green mana.
Yep.
Oh wait, I look at the card. All right, I'm looking at the card. Right. Yes, I'm gonna get green mana. All right, so I'm gonna go land, and I'm gonna use my green mana.
That is... I don't like doing this, but I think I probably have to at least attempt to brainstorm here.
Yep, go for it. You've got to find, like, Daze doesn't do it, but Force of Will does it. And you can pitch, like, Lutri or something.
So this one can go back, and I guess this one can go back. And I am actually going to Daze it.
Yeah, just
because
one kills a 5/3.
Yeah, it kills a 5/3.
That's fair. No, I'll just get a basic forest and pay for it. All right. Okay, and then I'll have her trigger and she'll return a Misty Rainforest.
You got it.
And then I get to get in there for creature instant land.
Yep. Creature
So
instant land.
Get in there for 3.
19.
And then I'll pass turn.
Alrighty. I will draw.
Titania, the reason to play midrange, right?
She's real good. I'm going to hit your Deathrite Shaman.
Deathrite, yep. Deathrite's gone. I lose 2. You gain 2. I'm on 11. So when you're playing the board wars, you know, like you're playing to the battle of the board.
The Borg Wars. That sounds like a Star Wars episode.
So, like when it's the board wars, the mid-range deck always wins that battle, right? Unless the opponent.
Yes.
Last game, you had so much mana, you were able to like deploy, counter.
Yeah.
This time you're less mana, and I'm using Cloth's 4 mana, so I can just keep deploying.
Well, I had the opportunity to Spellseeker.
Spellseeker resolves.
I had the opportunity to play Brainstorm instead of Lutri, but I was like, well, I think Brainstorms are better the later you hold them.
Yeah.
At least I can do something with my mana here, and then like untap and Brainstorm on turn. Is it turn 5 or turn 6?
Yeah.
I'm gonna chain the Titania.
All right, I'll respond and make myself a fella.
You got it.
All right, let's have this as a little fella. It's a 5/3, and my Deathrite's gone, so I'll just get a Ketria Triome.
And then I'll pass them.
Alrighty, so now I got to make a decision. I think I'm now the beatdown, so I need to drain you. So I'm going to. So you've got sorcery in the graveyard, but it's the only sorcery.
True. Yep.
You've got.
Maybe I should have got bulk for that reason. I've got heaps of instants. I've got 1 creature, 1 land, 1 sorcery.
Okay, I'm going to exile one of your instants because that way... Actually, I'll look at this first. Okay, looking at it, sure.
Brainstorm
exile one of your instants. Let's exile...
I've got Brainstorm, Counterspell, Daze, Chain Lightning, Misdirection.
Okay, it's got... Brainstorm's gone.
I guess change the sorcery, so you don't want to do that. Yeah.
So that way I can still keep instant creature sorcery land.
Yeah.
This is 4, which is nice. And your life total is...
20, exactly.
Oof, that life gain.
Mm.
That life gain. Okay. Well, if your life total is so high, maybe I should just be getting mana. It's an interesting spot that I'm in here. Oh, very interesting. No,
Sorry,
I'm still gonna.
it's 18 after your
Yeah,
trigger.
I'm still gonna drain. Yeah, I'm gonna drain that. So I go to 13. It's
And
relevant
I
to
got
keep
18.
my life total at some point higher. Okay, I'm going to attack with a 5/3 and a 4/5.
Mm-hmm. I think I blocked the 5/3.
5/3, yeah, you got it. So you take 4. And then, let's see. And then I think I'll just try and punish the tap out with Jace.
Ooh, you got it.
All right, so let's do that. And I will see your lightning bolts. Do not scare me. You have no power here. I'll just draw these. All right. So it's on 3, and then I'll put 2 back. Okay.
See, it was an interesting play with the Codal because I could have countered Tass.
Yeah.
Sorry, Goif, but I knew Codal lined up well, and I was like, well, he will be able to interact with the Codal. But then I sort of win that exchange by forcing you to interact, and then I'm ahead.
Yes.
And then I've just got to think of another way to beat Goif. But as it's turned out, the Goif's been a mighty strong boy.
Goif's so good at that, right? It's just the early Tass again.
Yeah, that's right.
I'll put I
even said back. Tass, didn't I?
Yeah. I'll put 2 back, and then I'll play Ren.
You got him.
And I'll just return this land, and I'll replay it, and I'll pass turn to you.
It's not looking good for the hero. I will play Dreadhorde Arcanist. Sure. I get a Clothis trigger. I'll hit your
creature instant. Oh, unless you want mana.
Well, I could also hit my own chain.
Yeah, just shrink the Goif.
But I kind of like the chain for the Dreadhorde. So I'm going to take your Titania.
Yep.
So I go to 16, you go to 11.
I go to 11.
And I pass turn.
All right. Cloth is so good at stabilizing, right?
He is, although, he doesn't pressure the board in any way. And look at it,
Yeah, she's good when you're ahead or like stabilized or stabilizing. All right. So I'm going to use, so that's a 1/3, isn't it? Yep. I'm going to use Ren to return another land.
Yep.
And then I'm going to brainstorm.
You got it.
Let's go 1, 2, and 3. And I'll put away some cards here. Obviously, some of these are land, probably. Okay, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we don't need that. All right, so that little 1/3 is going to be doing a little bit of work on attacks, all right? So, a little bit of chain lightning's going on there. But that's fine. I still just pressure you. So, I didn't even use Clothis, right? that feeling when you're that far ahead. So I don't want to exile your chain, but I do have to now, right? Because
hitting chain's pretty good here.
Just stops you. So yeah, I'll hit the chain.
So
and just keep balancing.
Go back 13 to 14.
So this is smaller, but nevertheless decent. All right, I'll get in there. 5/3 and a 3/4.
So 8 total.
8 total.
I got a 6.
All right. We're going to play land that was returned from Ren, and I'll just try and seal this up with Thrun.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm pretty confident I can't beat that unless I
like
a call.
When you keep mana open, I'm like, I don't want to play the counterable cards. I'll just play the uncounterable card.
I think you would have got there anyway. I did make a minor mistake. I brainstormed away my Lutri actually in favor of the Dreadhorde, which switched off my force of negation on your Yace.
You stopped the force, and then the Clothis just deals with the Dreadhorde, right?
Yeah. I can swing here and trigger brainstorm and see if I find something, but I think it's largely done. So I'm going to concede there.
Oh, that's cat seed, I mean. You know,
Conceit. Yeah.
yeah, this was my hand, so I was just sitting on a counter spell, so it makes it a little bit harder.
I think even if with the counter on Jace, I think I'm still pretty far behind because I can't beat the Goyf. So Titania was phenomenally strong. Also, another really relevant one. I did have days that I drew off the Codal.
Ah, yeah. So my bolting in response to the draw trigger was correct.
Yes.
Otherwise, I would have got punished.
Yeah, and I drew Force of Negation I drew days then Force of Negation.
Yes. Yep.
So
punishment. For me, MVP was Clothis. She was just constantly giving me a mana, and I was able to deploy my mid-range threats.
Yeah. Because I didn't go for mana once.
Yeah.
I went for the life, and I got you down to 13. But what does that matter if I'm not committing to the board, winning the board, and then sealing the deal for the rest of that? Because you can't expect you can sit back on Clothis with counter spells, sure, but you can't expect that Clothis is going to do all the damage to your whole match.
Yeah.
If you want to win, you need
it's got to be combined.
Exactly. That's right. And,
awesome.
Maybe I should have gone a few more lands there.
Oh, well, we might see everyone who's watching at home in another playtesting match. So stick around. We're Adelaide Eternal, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks, guys.